What? I'm cold. Yes, I have a pink cover. And it's pink because. Shut up! What's up, guys? It's Alpha Wolf. And today is going to be my, I'm already saying, I have a problem. Today's going to be my spoiler review for Fallen Order. I was supposed to get that out yesterday, but I was babysitting my youngest nephew, and it's kind of hard to record a video when there's a kid running around. So, I'm doing it today. So, I want to start with the fight with Malicos. Some people might say that Malicos, me telling everybody in the last video that he is a fallen Jedi Master might be a spoiler, and it shouldn't be in that video. I don't really consider it a spoiler, just because it's kind of obvious that he's a Jedi, or at least a Sith. Because the first time you meet him, if you pay attention, you can actually see his lightsaber, even though he's wearing like a dark robe type thing. But if you pay attention, you can actually see his lightsaber. So, I don't really consider that a spoiler. So, let's talk about his fight real quick. His fight, I actually thoroughly enjoyed. He reveals himself as a fallen Jedi Master who has turned to the dark side after the Empire rose. So, naturally, you being a Jedi, you try to stop him and everything. So, you end up fighting. And I liked his boss fight a lot, just because normally the boss fights that you do in the game, like the Ninth Sister and the Second Sister, they have a Inquisitor lightsaber, and he just has two lightsabers, like one in each hand, so he doesn't have like a double or anything like that. So fighting against two lightsabers is actually pretty difficult. I didn't think it would be that hard, considering that I had already fought the Second Sister like twice by that point, and the Ninth Sister. So it kind of threw me off. It kind of caught me off guard how different it was. But you beat him, and then I still can't remember her name for anything. The Night Sister ends up actually helping you in the fight, and you beat him together, and then she does like a spell that makes him like go in the ground or something like that. I don't really know what she did, but she said something, if I remember right, she said something about like he'd be down there for like 1,000 years or something until he eventually died. So, not really clear if Malicos died or not. I think he did, but... And then, I was talking about this, actually, with my fiance yesterday, that, the big surprise at the end, after the final boss fight, after you fight Trilla for the final time, but me and my fiance were talking about this last night. I was like, if it's supposed to be a surprise, then, and they don't want to spoil it for anybody, why is Darth Vader in the trailer for the game, that the newest trailer on TV that they're showing for the game? Like, he's at the end of it. So me and her were talking, and I was like, that kind of doesn't make any sense, because if it's supposed to be like this big reveal that he's in the game, why would they put him in the trailer? So people that don't have the game already or haven't beat it yet just got spoiled. Seems kind of pointless to me. I mean, I think that's a bad marketing move, but let's talk about the Darth Vader thing. So after you fight and beat Trilla for the final time, you slash her lightsaber hilt and it ends up deactivating, and I think it breaks. But her and Seer have this like little moment that Seer's trying to pull her back to the light or whatever, like every Star Wars character. So not Seer. Trilla stands up and basically tells Seer that she's been holding in this anger for her for a very long time since Seer betrayed her when Seer was captured by the Empire and Darth Vader extracted the information that he needed to find Trilla and turn her into an Inquisitor. So Trilla's still pretty pissed off that Seer sold her out, basically. And she basically tells Seer that, she's been holding in all this anger for years for her. And it looks like that Trilla is finally about to forgive Seer. But then we hear Darth Vader's breathing. And I fangirled. I did. As soon as I heard that breath, I'd like start jumping up and down. But we hear his breathing, and they play a little variation of I think it's Anakin's Betrayal, the song, as Vader's walking up, and then Vader jumps down and he goes up behind Trilla like a creepy stalker and gets all close in her ear and like, "You have failed me, Inquisitor." And then she's like, "Avenge us." And then he just he kills her, basically. And I laughed at this part because Seer, after he kills Trilla, Seer, like, basically tells Cal to run. And she goes to jump at Vader, and he just goes, and she goes flying over the edge. So that was pretty funny. I started laughing, and even though you're not supposed to laugh at that part, but it was funny. So he looks at Cal and he's like, "You would be wise to surrender." And Cal being the smartass that he is, and that basically we would all have the same reaction. He's like, "Yeah, probably." So you go to hit Vader, and I think if you're lucky, you can only get about like 3, maybe 4 swings in, and then Vader's just like, "Ugh, come here." So he starts choking you, and you literally cannot do anything but pull this thing down to try to hit him. But Vader, being who he is, he's just like, he's holding you with this hand, and then he's just like, "Ugh," and he stops it, and then he throws your ass like 50 yards, and then force pushes the thing after you to try to hit you, and then he like blocks the door from shutting, and he takes all the floor plates. I think he takes like 19 of them or something, and he tries to hit you with each one of them, and they all miss, except for like 2 or 3 of them that I think hit you in the back, but it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't look like it hurts you or anything. So you cannot fight Vader at all, which I thought was really cool. I thought it was a unique direction. Instead of having, like the final secret boss be you fight Darth Vader and beat him or possibly die. You cannot fight Vader at all. You just run the entire time. So you're running. As you're running to escape Vader, there's like stormtroopers everywhere. And Vader is literally killing he's tearing the whole room apart. And he's killing every single stormtrooper that is in the room because he does not care at all. He does not care about stormtroopers. He has his sight focused on you and trying to kill you, and that is it. Well, and trying to get the holocron. But so you make it to the other end of the room, and you go through. No, you make it to the other end of the room, and then you go on this elevator that you came in, and you push the button to go up, or to use the elevator to go up, and the camera pans back towards this way, and Vader's just standing there, and I'm just like, when did you get there? You are so fast. But he's just standing there looking at you, and then as soon as you notice him, he activates his lightsaber and starts walking towards you, and the doors of the elevator close, and he sticks his lightsaber in and tries to cut open the door, but he can't get it open because the elevator actually starts going up. So the game plays it off like you escaped him, but like not even literally 2 minutes later, you open a door to go to the Mantis, and Vader's literally right behind the door, like he just teleported there, waiting for you to open the door to kill you. So you open the door, and Vader's there, and he goes to hit you, and you have to basically get him in a lightsaber lock, and then little Beady climbs up on Vader's shoulder and shocks him, and then you do about the stupidest thing you could probably do to Darth Vader, and you stab him right in the stomach. Which I don't know why he just didn't go for the head like Thor, but so you stab him, and he grabs you, and he basically just says, "Fuck off. I don't even want to deal with you." But so he throws you, and you go to force your lightsaber, right? And it gets like, here's your hand, and the lightsaber gets like right here. And then it stops because Vader's also forcing it. And you look up, and Cal looks up confused. He's like, what the hell? And then Vader's like, surrender the holocron. And then Cal's like, no. So Vader turns your lightsaber. He turns your lightsaber, activates, and my video froze apparently. But he turns your lightsaber, activates it, turns it around, and stabs you with it. And at this point, I'm like, oh shit, Cal is about to die, which would make sense because he's not in episode 4. But, after he stabs you, Seer comes back by throwing the Inquisitor lightsaber that she's using at Vader. They fight for like a split second, and then Vader backhands the shit out of her, and she goes flying down the hallway. And then Seer tries to she does this, like a squishing motion, but I guess, I don't know if it was just his suit that she was focused on, or him inside the suit, but she does this, and Vader just takes a knee, like he's talking to the Emperor, and it's so awkward the way that they did it, but it's funny at the same time. So basically, right now, she's using the dark side because Vader's sitting there talking, and he's like, oh, I can sense the dark side inside of her, he he says I can feel it inside of her, which, knowing me and my dirty mind, sorry, my nose itches. Knowing me and my dirty mind, as soon as he said that, I was like, that doesn't sound right for Star Wars. But so he says that, and Cal's like, no, Vader says you would have made an excellent Inquisitor, and Cal's like, she's stronger than that. Well, obviously, she has Vader on his knee. But, so basically Cal gets her to snap back to reality, and she looks at her hands like, oh my god, what did I do? But then, like, Vader's, like, walking up, and right before he hits Seer, she does this, like, force field type thing that I haven't seen before. Well, I was gonna say I've seen it in the Clone Wars TV show, but there wasn't really, like, a dome around them when they did it, so, yeah, it'd be the first time I saw it. But she does this, like, force field thing around them, and Vader can't get through it, so Vader, instead of hitting it this way, he just stabs the damn thing, and his lightsaber's getting closer to Seer, and Cal's like, oh, I know what I will do. This would be the perfect time to force push a window. So, do you not hear me recording, car? Really? Loud ass car. But Cal force pushes a window, and you're underwater right now. The base that you're in is underwater, so all the water rushes in, and Vader deactivates his lightsaber and lets them go, or he lets them get away so he doesn't drown. And he does this really cool thing. Like, he does this, but all the water is, like, just building a wall, and it's not coming near him, which was awesome. So you swim through the window with Seer. You put the breathing apparatus that you have on Seer, but you don't have another one. You only had the one. So you're swimming towards the surface, and Cal is running out of steam and stamina, and he basically just gives up on life. He's like, ugh, I'm gonna drown now. But right before you drown, the Night Sister, still can't remember her name. I guess it's not that important if I can't remember it. But she jumps in, which it didn't sit well with me, because I'm just like, a lot of this planet is water, and you knew the exact position, or not position, but you knew exactly where to jump in to save me, which I guess makes sense because she's a witch, so she could probably see where you were. But anyway, she dives in, saves both of you, and then you wake up on the Mantis. Yeah, you wake up on the Mantis to Grease being all up in your face with his ugly face. But basically, after that, you come out into the main part of the Mantis, and you're all sitting there talking about the holocron or whatever. You finally have the holocron that you've spent the whole game getting. You open it, and it's a list of... It's the names and locations of all the Force-sensitive children right now in the universe. So Cal has the brilliant idea to destroy... God, why is my nose itch? Stop. Sorry. But Cal has the brilliant idea to destroy the thing that you were going after the whole game, which kind of pissed me off. I was like, you just made me go through a whole game for this thing, and then you just destroy it? Really? But you destroy it, it basically ends there. Or, no, Cal's like, we're not going to recruit them because it would put them in danger. We're going to leave them. But we also can't let the Sith get it. So they destroy it. And Cal's like, let the Force guide them, or guide the children into whatever they're meant to do. Which probably means die. But he says that, and then the game ends there. What made me mad about after that mission, or after the final mission, what made me mad about the game was you can't go back to that planet that the final mission was on. You can't go back to that planet at all. It takes you back, the game takes you back before the before you do the final mission, but you can't do the final mission again. So you're literally just stuck at that point in the game where you're almost done, but you're not. So the game basically sticks you there. You're able to explore the rest of the planets and find everything you missed. Blah, 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 blah. Nothing else to do in this game other than that. After you beat it. But, yeah, that's some people were telling me that, the whole double lightsaber thing, could be considered a spoiler for the spoiler review, but not really. Not at all. Because in the trailers for the game, just the way the lightsaber is built and how long it is, you could easily tell it's a double-bladed lightsaber. Because no single-bladed, just a normal single-bladed lightsaber is that long. And the fact that if you do what me and my little brother did, because we started the game at the same time, we went into the moves list because we weren't down with the buttons that they pre-programmed for the force powers. We weren't down with that. It didn't feel right. So we went into the moves list before we got started and changed it around a bit. And literally, it's not a spoiler, because if you scroll down the moves list, it literally says a button for a double-bladed lightsaber. So it's in the moves list. It's not a spoiler. It's pretty obvious. So that's going to be the video for today, guys. That was my spoiler review for Jedi Fallen Order. I loved, like I said in my last video, I loved the game. I really wish they'd make or they will make a sequel, hopefully. If this game does pretty well in game sales, which so far it has been. So we never know. We might get a sequel to it. We don't know. But yeah, that's the video for today, guys. Post a comment. Like the video, share the video, subscribe, post a comment, write a comment about whatever. I don't really know what to tell y'all to write comments about. But actually I do. Write a comment about if you finish the game. Write a comment about how you liked the end of the game from your own perspective, or if you didn't like it, if you thought Cal should have died instead of living, or instead of surviving, which I kind of do. But yeah, that's gonna be all, guys. Subscribe to the channel, it really helps me out. Like the video, share the video, all that, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.